Are we doing it? This is transitioning to the test stage. Here we go. All right, so we are live. Oh, just a second, I'll be right back. Nah, just kidding, not this time. Not this time. So, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take a Unity project. This is just some simple, hack together kind of project. And I want to show you that, it's possible and pretty, okay, not that bad to put it into Unreal. So basically we have this fish, you swim, you eat the other fish, you get bigger. You can go up, down. It's not that complicated of a game, but what it does have is scripts. And so this is where the big difference is going to be with Unreal, right? So the end goal is to get something that looks pretty similar, right? But what we're going to have is a hell of a time getting it done, right? So this is going to be more complicated than, let's say you had a third person game already or something like that, right? Then you can just use the third person template. With this one, we're doing like a special kind of game, right? So it's kind of like gravity-less 2D side-scrolling kind of game. I feel like that's kind of what a lot of people do in Unity, and so I think this will help. Like for this one, we're not going to be using the third-person template, and the reason we're not going to be using, I don't know what I just did, but the reason we're not going to be using the third-person template is because we're not using like a third-person kind of game, like a ground like WAS and D movement where you move like on the X and the Z or whatever. In Unity, it's the X and the Z. In Unreal, it's the X and the Y. So we're going to go to games. We're going to start a blank template for this one. If you had a third-person game, Unreal makes it pretty easy. You could just do third-person template. But for this one, we're going to do a blank template. We're going to do C++, and we're going to call this Fish Frenzy. All right? Let's just put it in a folder here. That was my test. We'll just go Unreal, sure. We'll just call it here. Fish Frenzy. There we go. If you want this Unity game, I'll link the GitHub for it. Like the Unity project that you want to this is just some crappy Unity project. You probably don't want it, but just in case for your records or something like that, you can have this Fish Unity to Unreal, which never pushed. So let's fix that really quick. Let's get that to you guys. Is that here? Fish Frenzy pre CMD git add dot git status git push origin. I know I have a commit already there, right? It's just taking a long time. Okay, come on. So I'm gonna get you that project, but while we do that, we're opening and creating a blank Unreal project because that is the way we're going with it, right? So you know how it be. We're gonna turn Unity to Unreal. That's how you do it. That's how you make it. We're gonna make it right. We're gonna make it right. We're gonna make it right now. Oh, fatal. The requested URL returned error. All right, let's see. Git reset. What is it? Soft. Okay, well, here we are. We're on Unreal. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new level. I like the basic level. We're gonna start like this. We're gonna save this level in a folder called levels. We're gonna call this main, and let's just go and make it, I think, our main level. We go to project settings, and then there's a place that says like maps and modes. There we go. We're gonna turn our main level into the main map. In our default game mode, we're gonna create a new game mode. Let's go to who knows, let's just create another folder. We'll call it game modes. Game modes. Put that in the content. Move here. And we're gonna call this one Fish Frenzy. Right? So it's not that complicated already. We're going in. We just gotta do a little bit of setup. So here we go, we have that. The selected game mode will have all these issues that we're gonna have to fix, which are all in the world settings here. So we can, we're gonna be ending up able to do something like that. So here's our game mode. We're gonna call it Fish Frenzy, and let us get started on creating our game. So if you look in this Unity project, we have a player, and the player has a fish controller. And that's what I'm using to control, whether it goes up or down. So I'm thinking that's the first thing we should be doing. So let's get the fish. So we have the fish asset, which is a free asset on the Unity Asset Store. Really sucks Unity went down this route. Yeah, you're right, dude. It does suck. I agree. I think it's kind of nonsense. But I think it's time, we see them for their true colors or whatever, We're going to go for this. So let's get our fish prefab in here. Let's go and create another folder called art. We'll call this fish player. And we're just going to get our model. Let's drag our model in here. We want it. I'm not sure if we want a skeletal mesh because it doesn't really have a skeletal mesh, but we'll just do that anyway. We're going to import all. We got our little our buddy here. We want to dock this for sure. We want to keep this docked because that's how we keep everything open. So we have our art here. We have our fish player, but we don't have our texture, so let's get that as well. We're getting our little fish texture in here. And the good thing, it creates a material already. All we have to do is open this up. Let's delete this material, or we can change our fish to be whatever color we want. We can take our little low poly material, pop it on here, save it, and since it's already applied to our fish, we should be good to go when our fish is right here. We're using a skeletal mesh, right? Okay, so now we need a blueprint. We need a blueprint for our fish in order to be able to control them. Now, if we were going to go about like a normal, WASD walk around here kind of thing, I would pick a character as the base. But what we can do is, since we're not doing that, we'd want to pick something called a pawn. So let's go to new C++ class. And as you can see right here, a character is a type of pawn that includes the ability to walk around. And not only does it include the ability to walk around, it kind of forces you to walk around in a way. It's pretty much predetermined, like pre-programmed to have you able to walk around. What we want is a pawn which lets us possess and receive input from the player. So we'll create a pawn, a public C++ class. We'll call it fish pawn. Okay, we're going to create that. That's good to go, and we will continue. Let me see, where's my chat so I can see you guys here. If there's anyone chatting, I'm always down to hear the chat live chat. Where is this? Okay. And so what I've noticed is, okay, so once we do this, it's going to open up our little guy here, our Visual Studio. And what I've noticed is you have to keep, anytime you make some major changes, you should back out of the engine. But we haven't really made a major change yet. So we're going to want to create a blueprint class based off of our fish pawn, right? So we just created fish pawn. So now let's create a blueprint called fish pawn. Okay? We're going to call this BP fish pawn. Sure, why not? And in our world settings and fish frenzy, in the game mode we created, the default pawn class will be fish pawn. And let's just set that up a little bit. So we want a skeletal mesh, which is going to be our mesh, right? So our skeletal mesh, we'll say SM fish, and we will put our little fish here. There we go. There's our fish. We want probably a capsule collider for him to collide with things. So let's do capsule. We could even fit it the right way, So let's say you're like a fish here, and doesn't have to be perfect, but we want it to be kind of a, like a fish would be here. Let's make this maybe, let's say 30 and 30. All right, so we got our little fish ball. We definitely don't want gravity. So a lot of times it seems like Unreal likes to apply gravity everywhere it can. So we just wanted to make sure we turn it off everywhere we go. Okay. And we have our capsule, we have our fish. We want our camera, right? So let's get our camera. My thoughts on Unreal so far? So I think Unreal is great, and it just seems like it's a little bit overcomplicated compared to Unity. Like Unity's pretty straightforward when it comes to coding, but Unreal kind of makes you go around the way, at least coming from Unity. Maybe if you just came from Unreal, everything would seem so straightforward. But for me, it seems like I have to go around myself to get some of the similar things done. So here, see, I'm adding a spring arm and a camera. When in Unity, I would just add a camera to the scene and add a script to it and have it follow this guy. But this is the standard way that they say to do it in Unreal. To follow your first person or third person character is have a spring arm Then we can rotate it 90 degrees, right? We can also increase the length a little bit. And if you want to see what we have so far, let's push play, and you see we have our fish. So it's very similar in this regard to what we have there, right? We got something going on. We're on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Have you used Unreal, Brandon Brady? Have you had the privilege, the honor? So here we go. We have our fish pond. I'm going to continue talking at the same time. But so we got our fish pond here. Now let's start adding the C++ logic to make it move. So if you look here, very similar to C#, right? Except the only difference is here, our header files. This is where we're going to declare basically all the methods we're going to use, all the variables we're going to use, and then when we're actually going to define them in the C++ file. So let's go into our fish controller and see what we need to do, right? What do we need to do? What do we need to do? Okay, so if you can see right here, what we're doing is we're moving. So let's just get the movement done. So the movement, we're getting our inputs left and right and up and down. We are clamping them between 0 and 1 if we're going above our minimum maximum height, right? So let's just comment this so we can translate it easier. Get inputs. All right, we're gonna clamp them to min and max. This is for the camera. Yeah, so the reason I don't want to do Godot is because I am not really into 2D games that much. I like to make 3D games, even though I'm terrible at it, at everything. But I do my best. And with Godot, it seems like, yeah, they can do it. But why not move towards something that, first of all, is like industry standard if you're looking for like a kind of job or something like that. But also, you know, it'll still let you do your indie games here in 3D, and it'll perform really well. It's just such a learning curve. So now we're applying the movement, right? So there's the 3 steps. Now let's see if we can get these 3 steps into Unreal. So with Unreal, they used to have a very simple, you know, movement or input system here where you would go over into settings and do input and axis mappings, axis and action mappings. But now you see that it's been deprecated, so we have to do something else. So let's follow our heart here. We're going to create a new folder in our content. We're going to call it input. Yeah, exactly. And it's not like I'm creating the most crazy games to have it be so powerful, but I also want, you know, I'm not here to build myself into a corner, right? With all the people who built for Unity, and all of a sudden now Unity's going to like act like such a douche or whatever. I'm not going to build myself into a corner just because, you know, maybe my game quality's, like my art quality's not that great. Maybe we revamp it, all of a sudden it can't function in Godot, right? Like, I'm always willing to build it towards some kind of the easy medium. I'm not completely against Unity as an engine. I'm just against what they're doing. If they were to take back what they're doing, which I did hear they're saying sorry or something on Twitter, potentially, if you, you want to look at that, let's see. It's like x.com. It sounds like a porno website. I'm about to get caught and doing something here. So let's see, Unity. I know they said sorry, and they're going to be coming back in a couple days or something like that. So we've heard you. We apologize for the confusion and the angst. We are listening, talking to our team members. We will share an update. I don't think they're going to fully backtrack on what they're talking about. Looks like Opera GX said frog of shame. They're trolling them so hard. Okay, so I mean, Unity is, they're hearing everyone, that's for sure. But are they hearing everyone, you know, enough to get shit done the right way? I don't think so. I doubt it. So, I mean, let's learn a new engine. So, we're here. We got to create an input actions and input context for this to work. So, there's input actions. We're going to call it like IA move, and then we're going to create a mapping context as well. We're going to call this CTX player. Right. So that's the context. It's almost like it is basically like the new input system in Unity. It's very similar. So for move, we're going to create an axis vector 2D because we want WASD, W-A-S-D. We're going to save that. That's really the whole thing there. And then when we do the context, we're going to have to add our mapping, which, good thing we only have one. And we're going to create, you know, so this, actually, if you click this, it does the keyboard. So we do W. We're going to do S. We're going to do A. Let's do D. Let's do positive first, then negative, then A. All right, so it's here is the complicated part. You do like the modifiers. We're going to do swizzle input axis values, and then you make sure it's Y, X, Z. In the S, for some reason you do swizzle input axis values. You also do negate, right? So you do both. Okay, so we're doing negate, swizzle input axis values. For this one, D, you do nothing. And for A, you do negate. And don't ask me why. This is just the way it's done. This is just the way it's done, and if I knew, I would tell you, but I have no idea. This is going to work 99% sure. All right? Hi, happy Nino sis. How are you doing? I'll give you a... Can I give you a like or something? Can't give you a like. Thank you for watching my stream at the moment here. We are building this fish game into Unity. Or into Unreal. All right, so now we have our fish pond C++ class here. And what we need to do before we are able to use, because right now we want to be able to use that enhanced input system. But let's say we go to like here and we want to use our Unity enhanced, what is it called? Input local player or something like that. It doesn't show up, right? And that's because we actually have to go into our source and click this little 3 dots, go into our, where is it, pre-build? Is there a pre-build CS? Pre-build CS? Is it build CS? Yeah, here it is. All right, and we need to add our, what is it? You add enhanced input here. And then I think what we have to do is close everything, save selected, close this, close this. This is the problem with Unreal sometimes. You close everything just to make sure it's all good. We go back to where we were. Where are we? Projects. We're projects, YouTube, Unreal, Fish Frenzy. And you go here into the U project file. You show more options and you generate your Visual Studio project files. Because sometimes it needs you to do this. And it can't track you. This is kind of the downside here with Unreal, is it's very finicky with all this BS here. But now, see how we added the enhanced input, and we go back to our fish pond, and let's say we want to add our U enhanced. Let's say U enhanced input. Is it that? Is it just like that? I'm pretty sure it's something like that. And then what is it? Enhanced input component or something. And then we say input. Let's just do this, and one day our good old friend, the IntelliSense, will load and tell me that I can add this. But until that point, we're going to sit here without... Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. We're coming. So there we go. Now I have to just see. Now I can add and include this enhanced input component, and it shows and works. Right? So I'm actually going to need to add that in here. Make sure when you're adding things into your header files in Unreal, the generated.h has to be last. If it's not last, it won't compile. Okay? So that's one little note for you guys in Unreal. The generated.h file has to be last, otherwise it won't work. All right? So the first thing we want to do is we want to initialize our input mapping, right? So we want to be able to get our input. So let's do this. This is constructors and destructors. This is our functions, okay? And what I want to do is also have our variables in a separate little group. So this is our variables. We're going to say protected, and we want our, what is it called? Input, what is it? U input mapping context? Is that what it is? Trying to remember. Input mapping context. Is that it? And then, yeah, of course, it needs to go up here. We can call this mctx, or input ctx if you want, right? And we want to be able to set that. So that's a U property. We can do edit anywhere. We can do category equals input. Now, that's done like that. We click, let's make sure that everything is good. It looks like it is. We click play. Let's build. Okay, we have an error input. Oh, here where we were just trolling. That's not supposed to be there yet, but we're good. So we're building. Everything succeeded. Sometimes with Unreal, you get this nonsense where it says that it's wrong, but it isn't. I don't need two content browsers. We're back at our area here. We're going to go into our blueprints. We have our fish pawn. And now if you look here, we have our input where we can actually put our mapping context, which is right there. We also are going to need, while we're at it, let's do this. We need our input action. So let's do u input action. And that's a pointer because it's an actual, let's say move action. There we go. And it doesn't update live as far as I can tell. Like it seems like every time you want to do something, you should basically just reset the entire, like this is it. This is Unreal. This is Unreal. That's why it's called Unreal, because it's Unreal. It's unreal how many times you have to reset the game engine if you're working with C++. So now we go here. We have our input action. We can even put our IA move here. All right. So we're here. Now all we need to do is initialize our begin play, our move. So what I'm going to do, just for like the sake of showing you a lot of different things, we're going to create a function that we can actually see in the blueprint. So we'll say u function, what is it? Blueprint callable. Category equals input. And what it's going to be called is void initialize input ctx. I think that's good. So we can initialize our input context, and then basically we just want to declare that in here and have it work. So what we want to do is actually, I think we're going to pass in a player. We're going to pass in a u local player pointer. We'll call it player. All right. And so if player, then we're going to check for our u enhanced input local player subsystem. This is all from their documentation. But see how it doesn't work? Gotta always include it. And so when I include in here, I just move it to my header because it's more correct to include things in your header. It'll come through here. It doesn't like the fact that I want a u local player on one side and don't want it here. So there's that. Now it matches, and so now we're going to call this input system, and we'll say I think we're going to get that from the local player. So we're going to say player get subsystem, and it's this exact subsystem. So you input this one, and that's that. All right, and so now if we have our input system, boop, 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 boop. Let's say if no input system, then we can just like log and return. So let's like logging is gengine. I'm trying to remember this at the same time I'm talking to you guys here. Gengine add debug, add on screen debug message. Do -1 5.f. Then you do the color, so f color red, and then you do text. And we say can't find input system. Right? That's that easy, and we can return. All right. Probably throw an error if we wanted to, but if we do have the input system, then we're going to add our mapping context. So we have our input system. We're going to add mapping context, and our mapping context we called m input ctx. Our priority is 0. And that's that. So now, let's close out of our big boy here. Show you the magic of working with C++ mixed with blueprints. This is where Unreal, this is where Unreal becomes real. This is it. This is the moment. So watch this. We go here. We just spent all that time working on our little script here, and now we call initialize input context. We go here, initialize input context, get player, Is there not like a get player? Get local player? Come on, buddy. Get local player. How do we get this? Player. Can we do player as us? Oh, come on. Don't make this hard. This is where it becomes real. Get player pawn. Return value. This. Pawn object. Okay. We can cast it as a local player. Get player. That's fine. Okay, so get player controller. Get player character. Get player pawn. Fine. Then we cast local player. Cast to local. Okay, you know what? This is how we're going to do it. F this. We're just going to do it. So what we're going to do is now we're going to take we're going to get our player here. So we're going to say you local player. We'll call it player. That's fine. And it's going to be, what is it? You gameplay statistics. Get player controller. Let's do it. Come on, gameplay statistics. What do you want? You gameplay statics. What am I doing? Statics. You gameplay statics, and it comes from Kismet statics. That's what it is. All right. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. We have our get player controller. We want to get world, which is our current world. 0 is us now. And then literally from that we do get local player. Okay, so maybe we can do that here. So we're gonna do get player pawn. Can we do get local player from here? Get local player. What about local role? What about get player controller? That might be the way. Get player controller. Local player. Get local player. Is local player. Get local player. That's the ID. Okay. Well, this way works too. That will do what we want it to do. And then here, we just remove that. And now, in our blueprint, our magic little blueprint here, all we need to do, like we could, okay, so if we didn't want to use blueprints and we wanted to go full like Unity, all we would have to do is like really just call this here. But then no one sees it. No one sees it happening, right? It's not, you're losing the fun of blueprints, right? So that's where we're gonna want to mix our blueprints and kind of crap where we eat where we sleep. You know what I'm saying? We got to get our blueprints nice and blue because that's the only way. So now we have our initialized input context, and what we can do is let's do another on-screen message here. At the end of this, we will say input context initialized. All right, and of course our good old friend the X button. Oh, now we're debugging. That's fine. What's the error? Oh yeah, sometimes it just gives you fake errors. Don't worry about that part. That's just it's just a silly Unreal thing. Who knows? All right. So we have this. We have our guy here. So if we push play, whoa. Why are we in some weird zoom in, zoom out mode? Okay, there we go. All right. So if we push select the viewport, we see our fish, input context initialized. We are ready, finally, after, how long have we been doing this? After 29 minutes. Our input is set up for us to start setting up our input, if you know what I mean. So what we're gonna do is we are going to go to set up input player input component, which this says it's wrong. I'm telling you right now, it just compiled, it works, it's lying to you. But what we need to do is we need to bind our move to our context, right? So we created, if you remember, we created this context, but it doesn't know what to do. So what we want to do is we want to bind move to our context. Now there's a way to do it in blueprints. You want to see the blueprint way? It's like, well, I don't even remember how to do it in blueprints. All I know is how to do it in here, in our little friend C++. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our input system. We're going to take our input system, which is this player input component. That's what it is. From what I understand, you get rid of this super nonsense here. You take this player input component, and we cast it to our enhanced input component. That's what we're supposed to do. So we call this input. We're going to cast to enhanced input component, and it's U enhanced, me enhanced input component. And the reason I'm looking over here is I did this earlier because I was so confused. Let's be real. And this is actually supposed to be this. And so now we take our little player input component. But I hope me doing it for you makes you less confused, because it's making me less confused, slowly but surely. And so obviously we need a reference to this, so let's, we never, when it says that, we don't want that. What we want is, we want access to whatever it's saying beyond that, right? Because none of you guys have my program files, Epic Games nonsense here. We just want this part here. Just this part. I think it's .h. Pretty sure that this is what we want. We want the same thing as we have for all the rest of this nonsense here. Can you do that for me? And see, seems like it works now. No? Okay. Why? Oh, yeah, it works, okay. All right, calm down. So if it ever does that nonsense to you, to where it says, we can't find it, and we're gonna give you a long ass name, just go to the end of that name, put some of these little brackets around them, and you got yourself a header sandwich there. You got yourself a new place to go. And for the people who aren't watching or weren't watching earlier, the reason I'm putting all these up here is Unreal wants you to have this generated.h at the bottom. At the bottom, if it's not at the bottom, it won't compile. I'll show you that soon. We're getting our input to work, so now with our input, we can now input bind action. We're going to bind our little action that we have. We made our move action, right? We want to have an e-trigger event. So there's different trigger events, right? So if we look at, let's look at the documentation to show you the different kinds of trigger events that there are. Let's call this Unreal Enhanced Input Context. Something like that is what it's called. There we go. We want the trigger events. And I know which one we want. We want the triggered one. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Triggered. There we go. So they have these different input events: triggered, started, ongoing, and you can read them if you want. What we want is triggered, because what it's going to do is it's going to keep, basically call it every frame while it's triggered. I don't know why that means that. To me, that sounds like ongoing, but you know, to each their own. We're doing e-trigger event, and we're doing triggered. Okay. Then we want to say what we want to bind it to, which is this, and then we want to bind it basically to an event or a function. So we're going to say a reference to our fish pawn, and we're going to create a function called move. All right, that easy. And so let's create a definition for move, which we can go back to our back here. We'll go to protected. We can do void move, and it's supposed to take in. It has to take in a certain thing. Let's see what it has to take in. Create a declaration of definition. Is it going to tell us? Yep, right here. Is it supposed to take that in? No. Where? What are you doing? That's not. That's. You're wrong. You're wrong, buddy. Where did that even? Why does it say that? Oh, because okay. So what it needs to take in are void fish pawn move. I'm not gonna lie. This is much more complicated than Unreal was. You're gonna take in a constant f input action instance. So it's gonna do an instance of our input action. If you look at our bind action, it says right here, u input action, constant u input action, and it takes And if you look, it takes an F in, you know, it's like all this nonsense here. All right. So we're going to get an instance. We're going to call this, and it's going to be a reference to our instance. Okay. And that, we're going to have to transform our move into that. So move, you now look like that. And are you happy now? Oh, you're happy now. Okay. This guy needs a semicolon. Okay. Easy. So first things first, we got to get our our move values from this input action, right? So our move axis is the vector 2, which in here is f vector 2d. Okay, our moving axis, if you will, we're going to do instance.get value. I think is get value. Yep. And we're going to get our f vector 2d, which is what we created. We're going to get that, buddy. And we can actually add a debug message. So we'll say, first we'll do a f string. What is it? Is it just called an f string? And we call this debug. And then we do text. Is that how you do it? Print f. F string print f. Something like that. All right, let's do this. All right. We're going to go here. We're going to do f string printf, which is that. So now that's a formatted string. And what we want to do is we want to take want to get some text. We're going to say x. We're going to say move values x is a float and y is a float. And then we will have to get our move axis.x. And here it's big X, move axis.y. Okay, so now from here, let's see, we're missing a parentheses. Okay, it should be good. Hopefully, when we move, we're going to see the our screen flood with the correct values, right? It would be terrible if it didn't flood with the correct values. You know what I'm saying here. So we got our fish pawn here. And look, okay. So X, I'm pushing D, X is 1. Pushing X, pushing A, X is -1. Y, -1. Okay, perfect. So our values are correct. We can make it look like a little snake. That's fun. That's even more fun than making a game here. We got our stuff on the road here. On the road. All right. Now, to get it to actually move, there are two different schools of thought. Now, the school of thought that I'm about is I couldn't figure out that there was a thing like a character controller in Unreal. Like there is a character controller, but it's more like bipedal gravity, is a thing kind of controller. And so what I wanted was more of this, if we go back to this game, this fish that can move up, it can move down, it can move all around. It's not limited. I mean, it doesn't collide with the ground, right? So you have all that, but it's not also just like stuck to the ground. Like if we use the character controller element of this is what we're going to have. We're going to have good collisions, but everything's going to be stuck to the ground all the time. I don't know why these fish are just spawning like right in front of me. They should be spawning everywhere. Maybe I made a mistake. But yeah, so if it was just a normal character controller, well, that wouldn't happen, but yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to basically do like a transform.translate and then like sweep for, our collision. So what we're going to first need is we're going to need a reference to our collider. You see how we did put a collider on, right? We put on this capsule collider. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a reference. So we're going to say you, capsule, collision. Is it collision? We'll call it M capsule. I think it's capsule collision. Let's see. You tell me. Nope, it's not capsule collision. What is it? It's capsule component. Okay, and now we got to get the capsule component there. There we go. So now we have our capsule component, and then in begin play, where are we? We can just do m capsule is equal to, is there get component by class u capsule component, and we should have our big boy capsule component, and that will help us with the sweep. So now we're going to get our move direction. So we have our move axis, and what we want to do is not move up. We want to move, or not move forward and backward. We want to move left, right, up, and down. Okay. So we're going to do our F vector, which is a vector 3, move direction. We're going to say it's a new F vector, but you don't say new in Unreal, or you break the game or something like that. Move axis.x, we have 0f, and move axis.y, which in Unity would be like forward and backward and stuff like that. And then here we're going to do get safe normal, which I think just normalizes it. Yeah. So basically we don't get some kind of crazy, weird, long value that just trails on forever. All right, and so our float move distance is going to be the size of our move axis vector. So it's a 2, I guess. We're going to say size of F vector, or move axis dot size. Okay, and so what that does is it gets the length of this vector, which is going to be 1 if we're going this way, 2 if, so basically we're getting the move distance. That's just basically the magnitude. We're getting the magnitude of our big boy here. All right, and now if we go, let's see, we want to basically set our location with a transform.translate. So this is going to be transform.translate in a way. We're doing F vector desired location is equal to our actor location plus move direction times move distance. Now I would say we probably want some time.delta time in here. So like what we could do is let's create another U property. We'll call it float m speed, and we'll call this movement. We also want a general U property, but we don't want to be able to edit it. We want to be able to get it though, so it's like blueprint read only. Is it read only? Category general. I don't know if there's a category like that. And we're going to call that float. We'll call that delta time. We want to be able to get delta time, and we'll just set delta time. So m delta time is equal to delta time every frame. So we're getting our updated big boy here, and we can say times delta time and times speed. Let's say blueprint read write, so we can do both, right? So we can edit in the blueprint, we can edit anywhere. We'll do that, and this has no colon, semicolon. Okay, so we got that going. Let's see. I guess what we could do now is we never set our location, right? So we should probably set our location. So let's, for now, we're gonna ignore the collisions. Let's set actor location to our desired location. And I don't know what B sweep is, but whether we sweep the destination of triggering overlaps. All right, let's just do true. Let's see what happens. So that should, in my mind, that should be all we need. So let's give it a go here. We're going full coders. We got oh, right, so this is actually what it did. So it found our include after the generated.h and it wouldn't work, so just move it up and we're good to go. Should be good to go here. So we're loading. Okay, we got our fish. Let's see, can we move? Oh wait, is our speed 0? Let's set our speed up. Speed. I don't know what normal speed in Unreal is. Maybe 100. 100 is pretty slow. But okay, we got our movement. Let's see. But we do collide. We do collide, and or we do go through. It seems like. Did we go through, or did we just collide and it's not showing me anymore? Yeah, I think now the next logical step would be to add the collision detection. So that is kind of a pain in the butt. So it's like we have to add our own little collision detection. In most games, you won't have to do this. I'm going to be real with you guys right now. Doesn't Unreal charge fees after game completion and sales? So Unreal charges like a 5% royalty fee after a certain amount, and it's no different than Steam charging like 30%. The issue is that Unity is planning on charging an install fee. So first of all, it has to know we have to know how it tracks installs, right? They claim that they're not going to be able to deal with fraudulent installs, but they're going to have, let's say someone installs a game 50,000 times just to troll this guy. Like, how are they going to know that's a troll and not, and how long is it going to take for this guy to deal with it? Whereas you have Unreal, you just like sell a game and it instantly goes to them. I don't think the issue would be if Unity wanted to take a 5% cut, that it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I think the issue is that they're doing it based on installs, which is some very arbitrary way to measure a game. What if I want to install this on my computer and then my brother's computer? Like, do I have to pay? Basically, the developer has to pay double. Also, it's some ridiculous amount. So, like, if it's a 99-cent mobile game or a 50-cent mobile game, and you're paying 20 cents an install, well, you just lost half your money or a third of your money to this BS that doesn't make any sense, right? As opposed to just like a more, I think it's called usury or something like that. There's definitely a term for it that at a limit, it's definitely unethical. Whatever it is, it's very unethical. But at a limit, it's so unethical, it doesn't make any sense, right? So it's time to learn to code your own engine, or move on to Godot or Unreal or whatever you want to do. I still like Unity. I would probably prototype in Unity. I would do that, but I feel like Unity doesn't. I think this is like an inside job from Unreal, if I'm being real. They probably paid John Riccatello or whatever the hell his name is to sell all his shares, fuck Unity up so bad, and then all of a sudden now everyone's going to Unreal or Godot or whatever. Or maybe they just really did it to themselves. Who knows? But it's good. It's good to learn this coding stuff anyway, because if you want like a more, a more prestigious job in the industry, it was going towards like Unity was okay, but Unreal and C++ are definitely the way to go. Yeah, Wiggles. Yeah, Mr. Wiggles, I went on my little soapbox there for a second here. That's my bad, dude. But so now let's get back to the show here. We're gonna work on doing something called a sweep, which is every frame that we move, we're going to sweep before we move to make sure that we're not colliding with the ground or colliding with anything, which is the reason we added our capsule collider. So a sweep will be basically we're going to have let's see. Yeah, so it's just a get world and you do a sweep in that. So if get world, then you do sweep multi by channel, perfect. Okay, so we need a T array of F hit result, which is basically like a hit info, right? That's the same thing. So we're doing a F hit result. And so we're doing an array of F hit result. We'll call this hits. That's fine. So we can put that in here. Hits. What else do we need, buddy? We need a start and an end. So the start and the end on this one will be our location. So where we are. Yeah, Unity bad now, dude. Yeah, Unity really went to the dark side here. I mean, they've kind of been on the dark side, right? Like they've been. It was the last time that it really went into the news was when they fired like half the developers. They said they don't need game developers there. What they need is people who like they basically said the game developers are all trash. Oh, except for the people that are paying us, right? Like real backpedaling BS. So it's just a bunch of nonsense. Doesn't make any sense. So we're doing our start of the sweep from where we are, and then we're going to do the end of our sweep to our desired location, right? So we're basically every couple steps, we're checking our collider to see if it hits. And so with that, we're going to do what is it? F collision shape or something like that? Collision shape. Yep. And we're doing a capsule collider. Oh, it's called make capsule. Okay, so we're making a capsule in the shape, and we're using our capsule collider. Half height, so M capsule half height. What is it? This. I'll never get used to these. What's it called? Get scaled capsule. Is it half height first or is it radius? This is such a long thing. All right, so we have collision shape, and when you do make capsule, you want the extents. Yeah, so get scaled capsule radius, and then oh, it's this, okay? And do we do a comma there? Yeah, we do a comma. We do M capsule. Let's make this on multiple lines here. So let's do there. We have that. All right, M capsule. Get scaled half height. Okay. So now we have that. Did we get everything wrong with you collision capsule thing here? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Maybe that. Okay. And then we need some collision params, I think. Collision params. So let's get some collision params. So F collision params. What is it? Query params? Is that what we're doing? Yep. Collision params. We're gonna ignore ourselves. That's a good one. So collision params dot add ignored actor this, so we can ignore ourselves. And then at the end of this nonsense here, we'll just add our collision params. Right? Did I do this? I feel like I missed something here. So let's see. Okay. So we have our desired location. We have our, oh, I missed some things here. All right, so what do we have? We have collision shape. We need our rotation. We need our rotation. All right, so our rotation is our quaternion identity. Okay, and there's some kind of visibility or something like that. Oh, the trace channel. What do we do? ECC visibility. That's what it is. Now we get all this. So this, if this is true, so let's say this is a collision, right? So let's say, I don't know what this returns. What does this return? So we can make this a lot easier to read. It returns a bool, of course. All right, bool collided equals that. Okay, so now if collided, then we're just gonna return. Oh, sorry, collided. There we go. So if we collided, we return. So basically, don't move if we are colliding with something, right? And then otherwise, we're gonna move there. So let's give this a test. Let's see if this works. And our conversion is well on its way. Let's see, so built. That's a step in the right direction here. We built. Let's click play. Okay, we're going slow as crap, but look, we collide. This is good. This is good. Now the next thing what I want to do is I hate that this camera moves up and down, because with the game that we have here in Unity, the camera, you know, it moves left and right, but we just limit where the guy can go up and down, right? So he can't move off the screen. And I really enjoy that with this kind of game, because it makes it less jerky. So let's see if we can find some settings in this spring arm that says like don't go up and down. Okay, inherent pitch, yaw, and roll. Let's see. Target offset, arm length, spring arm. Just don't go up and down. Is there don't go up and down? Lock. Can I lock like the position? Let's see. Let's just look this up. Block Unreal spring arm from moving up and down. Too many words. Too many words. You know what? We're living in a new day and age here. We're living in a new day and age. Oh, you have a... All right, let's see. Lock spring arm in Unreal so it only moves left and right. Let's say camera for player, third person player in Unreal. Because right now I use spring arm. This is the secret. No, I'm not using template. Pitch. Pitch doesn't sound like what I want. Pitch limit. Okay, let's see. What if I just turn off the pitch? Oh, okay, one second. All right. Pitch did not do it. Yeah, we can always come back to it. I just don't like... I knew pitch wouldn't do it. I don't think that the spring arm is the right component really for it. I really feel like there should be a separate component that is the camera. But it seems like with Unreal, when you spawn that, can I have the camera be a separate blueprint? That's the real question. Separating the camera and the behavior is beneficial for the organization. See, that's better. That's what I want. Okay, here we go. So in the content browser, we create a camera blueprint. I don't really want a spring. Why do we want a spring arm? In this blueprint, you can define any custom behavior. We only want it to follow the player left and right. Let's call this variable camera actor. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to our Unity project here and see if we can get our camera the same way, right? So are we missing other things in here? I mean, pretty much we have the movement, you know, squared away. Might make it a little faster, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like 100 is a little too slow. Maybe 200, maybe 5,000, 500,000 seems like a good speed for this fish. Let's give it a go. Oh, can't see it. 1 second. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh, we're fast. Oh, we're fast. We're flying into space. Okay. All right. We have the fish. Now see, this is a flying fish. Flying. Oh, here we go. We are breaking Unreal. Please don't crash. All right. We went back. I did that with F, by the way, just to let you know. That was F. So let's make our guy like a normal speed, like 300. Okay, 300 like the Spartans. That's why I picked that. And let's create a new C# or a new C++ class. We're gonna make it an actor. We're gonna call it camera. Camera follow player. What did I call it on in here? Let's just call it a very similar thing. Camera follow. Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right, so we're gonna make a camera follow script. Let's do blueprint class, camera follow. Because I really want the camera to be separate. Is that too crazy to say? Like, does that make sense? Maybe that's just me, like, wanting unity. But, like, let's just say we have our camera here. Okay? And I want it focused on our big boy here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, reload. We have our camera follow. We want to get a reference to our fish pawn. Oh, what am I clicking all these buttons? So here, what we could do, in my mind, since we only have one fish, right? We can, is there like a way we can make an instance of our fish and break the ultimate rule here? Let's do it. Is that a thing? We do a fish pawn instance. And then can we just do like instance equals this? Is that a possible thing we can do? I hope so, because that would be next level, especially like for such a simple game like this. Like, are we making singletons happen now? Who knows? Who knows? So let's go here. Let's go camera follow. We'll do a protected. Let's, you know, I don't like the way that this is all organized. Let's just create our variables up here. All right, we're gonna get a protected. We're gonna call it a fish player. We'll just call it player. Okay. And we need to, can't we just get it from like include fish pawn? Oh, that's why. A fish pawn. Do I have to include it? Yeah, gotta include it. Let's include it. Let's include our friend fish pawn here. And I like these little things we got here going on. Those little brackets here. That's cool. So we got our fish pawn. Now if we go to begin play, can we do our m fish pawn, or m player is equal to a fish pawn dot instance? Is that? Oh. Did we do static? Is that a thing? Do you do static after? Or do you do it before? I've seen it in both places. Okay, static a fish pawn instance. Okay. So we should have our a fish pawn, so let's just say if m player. Then we'll just do a g engine add debug message 1 5.f f color. Let's try green this time. We'll say text found my baby fish. All right, and save, close, save, play. Let's see if we got our little oh, we got a build error here. Unresolved external symbol. I don't even know what that means. This is where Unreal gets Unreal problematic. Well, let's just see what we do here. I'm just telling GPT I want a singleton of my fish. Okay? Okay, I did that. Oh, okay, so you have to like define it somewhere. So like if I go up here, would I just do like this? Is that the right way? Then you say, okay, if not instance, then instance equals this. I mean, I was pretty close. Else destroy, destroy. I mean, we won't have a second instance, but that's the whole reason I was just trying to do it really quick. Obviously. So we got ourselves, I know I'm anti-singleton, but this is just the way we're going to do it right now. Okay, it built, and it crashed. What was the crash? Actor construction. Let's just do it here. You know what we could do is throw an event when we create the instance or something. That would be the way maybe I would do it. So we don't crash. Input context initialize, but we don't. Found my baby fish. Found my baby fish. Found my baby fish, okay. We found my baby fish. Select the viewport. Okay. And if I raise you up, the fish has no camera in it. So how do we make this camera our camera? So now we open our, okay. Okay, so what it wants us to do is to go to our fish pond. It wants us to create a variable here. Okay, so I'm going the other way. Maybe we don't even need an instance. What it wants is, it wants a reference to our, let's go protected here. Let's do this bad boy here. We'll call it camera. And we want U camera. What do they call it? Oh wait, we made it. We made it. It's a camera follow. Camera. Right? And we do this. Include. Bring it up. So we have our camera follow. And basically with our camera follow, we want a reference to our player. What we can do is we can have a public method. Let's call this void set player. We'll take in a fish pond m player. Okay. That might be the way to go about this instead of having these singleton nonsense. See, it's teaching me. I don't need singletons. Alright, so we're just going to set this there. We're going to go here. And we're going to go to camerafollow.h. We're going to create a set player. Create definition of set player. Yep, okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to set our, let's just change this from m player to player. And we're going to change our m player is equal to player. And that should be good there. Change this. There. So now we set our player. We want our offset. So we're going to do a U property blueprint read write edit anywhere. We'll call this category camera settings. Okay. We're going to say f vector offset. Okay. And we'll just create one called void yeah, so like, hey, the duck. So this is not like a crazy, crazy game. This is literally just like some game. I'm just trying to see, basically for myself, and also doing it in public to maybe help anyone else. But like, how hard is it to make something very simple into an Unreal project, and then kind of probably move forward, because they became kind of like real jerks after all this nonsense. So we're going on. Let's see, void follow player. We have a reference to our player, so we're good to go there. Let's do this. Okay. And every frame we're going to do a follow player, right? So let's look at what we did for follow player in Unity so I can kind of copy it. Okay, so we're doing it in late update. The question is there a late update? Because I was really doing something very easy. So I have the follow target position. I was keeping our transform.y. Okay, so we want to get f vector target pose is equal to m player dot position get position get transform. Oh, of course it's this. Get transform get actor position location. It's location. Get actor location. Okay. And now what we do is plus our offset. Right? So that's where we're going to be looking. Right? So we get our actor location, we get our offset, and then we're going to do target pose dot up and down in Unreal is what? Up and down in Unreal. Let's see, do we have is the Z. Up and down is the Z. So we want to lock our Z. Let's lock our Z. So target pose dot Z, can I do that? Is equal to get owner. Is it get owner? Dot get actor location dot Z. The runtime fee is horrible. Thank for the fee doesn't start till next year. Yeah, I mean, I think it's yeah, the runtime fee is ridiculous. I think it's more like the trust is definitely not there. Like I would definitely go back to Unity if this, minor exodus or whatever the hell is going on where a lot of people are kind of angry at them. Hopefully they hear everyone talk, because it's kind of just, it's bullshit. And it's not like the industry standard whatsoever. Like it's beyond, like if it was just like every copy they get 5%, like a normal thing would be, or 20%, even if it was some usury like 20%, it would be better than this ridiculous arbitrary install fee where maybe my son and I want to get the same game and install them on two different computers, even if we're playing at different times. Like to me that sounds like, oh, now basically that person who maybe we paid $5 for the game, well, they're taking 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents, 20 cents. By the end of it, they're taking 20% of the game. Who knows? Just for one household. Like it sounds almost illegal, especially if you look at how the CEO had sold like so many shares. Like I don't remember. I don't want to quantify the number of it, but he sold a large amount of shares right before the news. So it's like, right. I mean, so in a way, okay, yeah, exactly. The players charge like an extra 20 cents per install or something. Like, if that happened, then what would really happen is like people would stop playing Unity games. At least with what happens now is there's so many games that are currently made in Unity that would be fully developed, right? Like 3 years, 4 years in, that would have to do something like this. It would cost so much that they're not willing to do it. So they know they have people that they're going to be able to take this money from. They have people that they're going to be able to get this from no matter what. If they did it from the players, people would just stop playing the games. So like they have a little bit of they're not stupid, but they're just greedy is what it seems like. They're like really greedy, and they're going about this in such a unique way. It doesn't make any sense. So back to this target pose. Okay, yeah. So we're just gonna set our own position. So set actor location to our target pose, and let's hope this works here. Let's hope this works. So basically, I'm using our offset as basically a very similar way to the what's it called? Am I stupid or something? To the spring arm that we have, but instead of the spring arm, I'm trying to make it a more Unity-like feel. It seems like the more logical way to go. So we have follow player, we have set player. We probably want to do set player as a U function that we can do blueprint callable, and we'll call this category equals initialize. I don't know. Our F vector offset we're setting there. Our pawn, we're gonna get that's good. To me this seems good. Follow player should be called in tick. Is there a late tick or something? late update. I don't know if there's a late update, but I'm gonna just call it here for now. Should be called in late update. Hey, what's up, systematic user? Yeah, you're trying to make a fighting game. You're a new game dev. I would say yesterday, 5 days ago, I would have said hop in Unity. It's so easy. Today, I still kind of would say like Unity is so easy to learn. It is really super easy to learn. Then my next question now would be, okay, yeah, cool, thanks, the duck, no problem. It will be, my next question would be, are you doing 2D or 3D? So let me know, systematic user, are you doing 2D or 3D? And we can figure it out from there. So we have our camera follow, we have our fish pawn, and here we have to get our camera. We're going to create a camera component. Okay. Is it a component? It's a variable. I don't think it's a component. Okay, so now let's do our, do our reset here. You have to reset Unreal every time. Maybe that's not true, but for me it seems like it is. You have to keep loading it. So systematic user, let me know what are you thinking of making. I'm down to talk about it. I'm really, and if anyone has like a game they want to circular dependency. Okay, yeah, so fish pawn, we got that. Camera follow, we got that. So how do we get a reference to our a fish pawn player? What if we just do a actor? And we just do that instead. And then here we do a fish pawn, a actor. Right? We set player a actor. Here we do a actor. 3D. Yeah, so if you're doing 3D, I'm going to tell you right now, Godot is kind of lacking in a way. I would go with Unreal. I would try Unreal. Not only that, like if you want a job in the future with like those big game studios, Unreal and just basically C++ development on its own will get you that job. There's definitely a lot of room for Unity still. It's not like Unity doesn't have any jobs. They're really big in the government sector, but it's just a real shitty move for indie devs that, you know, I'm anti like slapping your basic user base in the face here. Very anti that. So we're gonna set the player as the actor. The player there, it's still, this camera follow should still work even if it's just an actor. So we're gonna try that out and see if that does what we want it to do. Okay, what's the issue now? Oh, okay, sorry Unreal, sorry Visual Studio. Have you started learning anything systematic? Unresolved A. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know where you are. Where are you? Line 1. I don't see. Oh, here. Just don't do that. No instance. Okay, no instance. Okay, now what's the build error? Instance undeclared identifier. Okay, good. All right, there we go. Anything else? There we go. We succeeded. We succeeded here. Here's a. Can I do like a poll in here? Is there a way to do like a poll? Start a poll. What engine are you using in the future if Unity doesn't turn back? We'll say Unreal, Godot, Unity, or other. We'll give you guys a little poll here, a little fun poll. We got a lot of people in here, all 3 of you guys here. I will say I can't vote in my own poll, so it's fine. Give me a vote if you think you know what you're gonna do here, huh? All right, so we got this opening. So now we have our BP fish pawn. Okay, and our camera should be somewhere where did I do it? Here, our camera will be here. We need a variable for it, so let's say camera. Call this camera follow. Yep, there we go. All right, so there, now it's in our blueprint here. I've been making models with Blender, rigging, and working on animations in VF. So you're like, it's cool. Do you have like a YouTube channel with all these things? 'Cause that's pretty cool. I really think that is some of the hardest parts, is like finding good models, having artwork together, things like that. Like, it doesn't matter what engine you're in. If you're able to do all that stuff, you'll be able to make your game. That's not the hard part. The hard part is doing exactly what you're saying. So let's initialize our camera here. So we'll get our camera, which, should we set our camera? Can we just, oh man, the thing is, I don't want to have it as the default route. What I want to do is have it in the scene. So what can we do about that? Oh, I see. So we go here and we go details. We want our camera. Here's our camera settings. Well, that's the camera settings, that's the offset, but what we want is our big boy fish pond. All right, so we want to get camera. So we want to find set. Let's set our camera. So here we'll do this. So we could do this. So this is the thing. We could do it in. You only need your free time for now, but I hope to get a job as a game dev. Yeah. So what engine do you're going to do Unreal? That's the right job. I think that's the right place to get a job as a game dev for sure. That's definitely the right way to go. Right way to go. Find object, get. Let's see. Fish pond, get M camera. Fish pond, get M camera, get camera. Get M camera. Okay, I see. So yes, we're gonna do set M camera, right? And we want to find object by type, right? So find by class. Here, we're gonna say camera. What's it called? Follow. I'm gonna find a camera follow. I'm gonna do that. So like we can do this here. It's just to let people know, like, so if you're working alone, right? Then you have everything on here in the blueprints. We could also, if you want, I'll just show you the way we could do it here. Is we do M camera equals find component by class. We'll say camera follow. And so since we're doing that in begin play, it's a camera follow, right? Yeah. Seems like that. So now we have our camera follow, and actually if we want, we could do a print. What is it called? It's never that easy. This here, and we say if M camera, let's do this, else let's do this. We'll just say this, and we'll make it green. I just want to make sure we can find it this way, because I really hate blueprints, and I want my blueprints to be as clean as possible. I know it's stupid. I like the coding element of Unity so much more than this BS. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, it just doesn't want us to do that. That's fine. All right, so now let's go. Okay. Find component from class must be derived from U actor component. Okay. U actor. Find component. No, I don't want to find component. I want to find by class. Is that not a thing? Find actor by, what is it? Find actor by class. So you get actor of class. I'm thinking get actor of class, or what we can do is we can turn the camera follow into a component. So the camera has a camera follow script. That would be more Unity-like. In my mind, that's probably the way to go. So can we just delete this? And then I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. Okay. I know it's silly, but I think this is the way to go. We're going to go here. Okay. We're going to create a blueprint called camera BP main camera. All right. We're going to go in there. We're going to create a blueprint called BP main camera. That's going to be very Unity-esque. All right. So this is BP camera. That's cool. All right. And what we want in the BP camera, we don't want it to be a camera follow. Camera follow is something else. We're going to delete, force delete. That's fine. All right. We're going to create a BP camera that's just an actor. It's called BP camera. Okay. Now we're going to go and we're going to do new C++ class. We're going to do a actor component. We're going to call this camera follow component. That's probably the way to go. That is probably the better way to go. And what that does is I can show you, once we do this, we can go to our BP camera and we can go add a component. We'll say camera, whatever. We'll say camera, right? So we have our camera and here it is. And then we have our add a component. We'll call it camera follow. And that camera follow component will now have everything that we need attached to it. Right, so now yeah, there we go. So now we have that. We have our BP camera. Now we go here to our fish frenzy reload. We have our U camera follow component. And what we want is it not to look like this. There we go. Okay, perfect. So now it's a component. It can do it on tick. We want to still have void set follow target. We'll say a actor player. That's fine. We want a protected variable here. We'll say a actor star is player. That's fine. That works too. We want our offset, which is U property. I know we're redoing some stuff here, but I think this is the right way to go about it. We'll say blueprint, read write, edit anywhere, category equals settings. Sure. We'll call this f vector offset. Okay. So we have all that, and let's do a void move. No, void. Void follow. Okay. And so we'll create that. Let's create a definition of follow, which is going to do f vector target location is equal to m player get location, get actor location. Okay. And we're doing target location dot z is equal to get actor location. This is our location, right? We want to get owner dot get actor location. Okay. Oh, dot z. Okay. And now we're going to do set actor location to target location. And we cannot forget about that offset, our friendly offset. So plus m offset. Okay, and what's wrong with this? Oh, let's just get this once then. All right, we'll say a actor us equal to that. Yeah, right. Us.set location. Us.set actor location. It shouldn't be us. Can I just do this? But this is a component. Yeah, so no, I can't. We'll just call it owner. That's fine. All right. Us just makes me think of like Star Spangled Banner or something like that. All right. Now we'll do follow. And remember, this should be, somehow there needs to be like a late update. So this should move to like a late update or something. Something, sure, whatever. All right, we want the other thing was set follow target. Let's create a definition for that, which is just mPlayer is equal to player. That's easy. Okay. And so now we say if there's no player, then we're going to do like a G-engine. Add debug message 1 5.f f color red text no player set. We'll call this camera follow no player set. Okay, and there's that, and we'll return. Okay, easy. Setting the da. Okay, so that should be good. We want a reference to a camera follow component on here, right? So now we're going to go to fish pawn. We're going to say, instead of a camera follow, this is u camera follow component. This is blueprint read write. And we want to get it from this, from H. And we want to move it up above the generated. Remember, we're doing above the generated. And let's see. Camera follow, let's just call it that. Let's close this out. Let's see if we can get this camera following the way we want it to. So there we go. Come on, baby. Okay, so we have our BP camera. It has a camera follow. It has an offset. Okay, and now we have our fish pawn here, and we have a set camera follow, right? And we want to find, no. Let's do it in here. All right, so now we're back. We have get component, find component by class. And what does this do? Let's try that. So then it's u camera follow component. Okay. This is camera follow. And then we will just do this baby here. And let's see if we can find our friendly camera this way. Because how would I do it in Unity? How would I do it in Unity? I guess is the first question, right? So let's see. Our target is set. Where did I set? I set it in the serialized field. So in the scene, I set it. So I guess technically, in the scene, I should be able to set this, right? Right? I mean, ideally, how many games have I done? Well, I've done a lot of half games, but full games, I've done 2 game jams. So I have Umbilical, which is like a 5-level game, unrefined. I have a game called Gravity or Space or something like that. That's on itch.io. They're both on itch.io. Those are half done. And I have a game called Flappy Donald, which is Flappy Donald Trump. Yeah, and that's that. So we got so far we got 5 votes, 60% going on Unreal, 20% Godot, 20% Unity. So Unity, I can see why. I can see why. I really do. I don't hate you for it. It is so much more straightforward. At least if you know Unity. It's so much easier to make a game in Unity than it is to do this back and forth nonsense of building and jilding and wielding and whatever. But the poll still runs. So now we have our camera here. We have our fish pond. We're seeing if we have our camera in the scene. Do you no player set? Camera follow, no play. Can't find camera system. Okay, can't find camera system. So we got to find our camera system. So let's set M. Well, let's do that here. Let's do here. We'll do blueprint read write edit anywhere. Edit anywhere. And let's get it back. And let's go. Yeah, and then I mean, for my job, I do games like, they're not necessarily games, a lot of simulations. Do you like the new Unreal for Fortnite, and are you planning to use it? I think it's interesting. I think it's very Robloxy. I haven't really messed with it that much. I mean, most of my Unreal is basically for work. I did a little bit of Unreal. It wasn't really translation. It was mostly blueprints. And then this is kind of my first kind of drowning in Unreal kind of nonsense that I have here. So, I mean, I probably at this point do not plan on using it, but I do think it's really interesting and probably a good way to get into game dev. Especially with, I'm sure they have a bunch of resources out there for people to use it and learn it. I feel like coming from Unity, I want to make like I have very specific types of games that I want to make, and you know, I'm sure you could do it in Fortnite. It just seems like it would limit you. Now I don't know if it does. It just seems like it would limit you, and with that, I don't feel like I want that. So here we have camera. That's not the right thing. Yeah, so I did Roblox Studio with my kids. Sometimes I do that, and yeah, I mean it's cool. Let's see if I add a camera follow component. See, how the fuck do I do this? Sorry for my language here. Let's say I add this guy here, camera follow. Okay. So there's got to be like a way to find my camera follow in the scene, right? Because it's obviously not that. So let's get or set camera follow, and we'll say get find component, no, find actor, find component, find actor, get actor of class, and we'll call it BP camera. Okay, so now we're getting our, see this is where I don't like Unreal, is I'm gonna have to get this actor of class BP camera, then I'm gonna have to get component, get component, get component, what about camera follow, get camera follow, there we go. Now we set that there, right? So now we have this weird circular dependency. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let's call this, and then now, in camera follow, we're going to set actor, what's it called? Set target. Oh, I gotta put this in Unreal here. This is where I'm kind of confused with why this sounds like it's better. Because to me, maybe the way I'm doing it is so stupid, but like I don't see an easier way at this point, you know? Just does not make sense to me. So we're gonna do U function, blueprint callable, and we'll say category equals settings. Okay, now we're going back. See, like we got this whole circular dependency thing going on. I don't understand I don't understand why that sounds like a good idea. To me, it doesn't. To me, this is the wrong way to do it. But maybe I'm unreeling the wrong way. But this is how we learn. We basically have to start fresh if we want to go to from Unity to Unreal. So here we go. We got BP fish pawn. Now we're going to do set target, and we're going to put our target as self, right? So you say self, and it's that. Okay. And so now, let's see. I don't know how to see through that camera, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how to make this camera the main camera. Is there a way? Main camera? Camera? Let's see. Change main camera Unreal. There's got to be a way. How do I make my camera actor my main? One thing you can do is use a camera for matinee. Set view target with blend. Set view target with blend. Okay. All right, and then let's see. So basically here we can set view target with blend. So let's go here. Can we do set view target with blend? Is that a thing? I don't see that. Let's see. Set view target with blend C++. That's how we're going to do it here. Using set view target with blend. So a player controller set view target with blend. Okay, so let's say a player controller set view target with blend. We want player as our new target, right? Blend time. Let's just start at 0.f. I don't know. We can make that. We can change that. See, but I don't want to follow. We're already following it. I just want to see through the damn camera. Is that? I just want to see through the camera. See through a camera. C++. Unreal. I'm not hacking people's cameras here. Create a fixed camera in a room. How do I get main camera view? Okay, let's see what this guy says. Okay. Assign its camera actor. Set the player's view to use this new camera. Okay. So now we set view target. Set player view. Set view target. Set view target. No. That's not what I want. I think it is set view target with blend, but I don't want. What if I just do null? And then is there just a set view target? Let's be real. And we say null pointer. Don't crash on me. You can't do that. Okay, what if I just do player? What do you do then? No, you don't like that. Okay. We're on our way. We gotta find this nonsense here. Add a variable type set view target with blend node. Set the player's view. Set view target with blend. Okay. Target self. New view target. Okay, I see. So instead of this nonsense here, we instantiate. So how do we instantiate? Instantiate. Let's see. Instantiate. Create actor. Create instance. Spawn actor from class. That's what we want. The class will be BP camera. Now we have our BP camera. Now we want to get camera follow from that. And we want to put that in there. Alright. Now we set our follow target to ourself. Okay. With our special logic. And our view target is the camera, pretty sure. So let's try that. And what's the issue here? Spawn transform. Okay. Well, I don't care. Let's just do transform. Get actor transform. How about that? Because I think we're going to move you with the... See, this is already getting annoying, the blueprints. Pretty annoying here. And this is just one little start script here. Can't find camera system. Okay. So I guess the question is, we have this. This says okay. Input context initialized. Alright. With camera system, where do we have can't find camera system? That's here. So let's not do that. That's fine. Okay. Let's close, save, play. No, what? Okay, yeah, you're fine. Alright, let's go. What's the issue, systematic user? This is some... You're watching some real unreal nonsense in here, dude. Go do Godot. Go do Godot. This is some garbage. Alright, so we got that. No player set. That's fine. Okay. So we're going to get rid of this BP camera. So now we just have one message. Input, context, initialize. Perfect. Now we're going to spawn our actor BP camera. Oh. Okay. We're going to set it. Okay. And here we go. The blueprint self is not a player controller, and therefore target must have a connection. I don't want that. I don't want that though. That's the thing. I don't want that. Let's just see what you say. But don't follow me, please. Yeah, this is what I didn't... Well, actually, wait. This is kind of what I want. Alright, so now, let's see if this works. Because right now, it's moving the way that I want it to move. It is. It's just spawning in a weird spot, which is exactly what I told it to do. So that's good. So now let's set the offset. Where are you, offset? In BP camera, camera follow, offset. The offset won't be set. Okay. So the question is, we have to find where the good offset is first. So if we say it's here, if this is 0, 0, it's not 0, 0. So that's 0, 0. All right. And this is 0, 100. Okay. So now our offset will be. See, I wish we could do this like Unity. There's probably a way to do it like Unity. Okay. So we have, let's just say 100, 550, and 100. Same height as it, right? That seems good to me. So let's set that as the offset. So in the BP camera, let's set the offset to be this number here. So we got 100, 550, and then 0 is the offset there. Okay. And let's see how that looks. And so now what we got to do is when we spawn it here, we're going to spawn actor by camera. Okay. See, this is already getting like to be real stupid. Okay, let's see. Spawn actor. Get the camera follow. Let's see if we can turn this all into one nice node. This is where the C++ comes in handy. All right. So, notepad it out a little bit. What are we doing? We're doing way too many things in one thing. So, we're going to need to spawn a camera. Spawn, which takes in an actor, which is the class, right? Okay. Then inside of spawn, we're going to set camera follow. We're going to get cast to BP camera if we can. Get component camera follow. Set the follow target. Okay. We're gonna return player controller. Now we're gonna return BP camera. I'm gonna return an actor, I think, at the end of this. So then we can set that view target. That seems good to me. Now here, we're gonna set the follow target. We're gonna set the position to the offset. Okay. Let's try that. And so that will be a function in our fish, I think. So we'll say void, or we'll say a actor initialize camera component. We're going to take in an a actor star camera BP. Sure. Let's see if we can get this going. Also, we'll make this blueprint callable. Call this init. And we're going in. Okay. So, what did we need to do? We needed to spawn. So we'll do a actor. Is that spawn? Okay, spawn actor of class. Let's see. Spawn actor of class C++. Get world. Get world. Spawn actor. And then camera BP. Can I do that? Seems like the right way to go, but I don't know. this camera BP get class okay, all right, so I don't know what Amy sphere is. Spawn actor get camera BP get class, say get owner get actor location. Get actor rotation. And okay, so spawn info. A projectile. I don't want. If Unity crash or keep playing with dev, I trust I'll probably switch to framework like Raylib. Yeah, the thing about like using frameworks and things like that is a lot harder. I mean, this is this is already like its own fucking thing, but I empathize with you guys. I really do. Can I do this as like an option here? That doesn't work. What if I just do a actor? That works. Okay, and we're getting the class, which is an actor. Okay, good. Now, what I want to do after that is I want to, we have an A actor spawned OBJ, and that is actually a pointer, I'm pretty sure. Okay. We're going to just make this more readable for you guys. Okay. So now we have a spawned OBJ. We want our U camera component cam what did I call it? Oh, camera follow. Camera follow component. Call it cam is equal to spawned obj get component by class U camera follow component. Okay. So now we have our cam. We're going to do spawned obj set location, set actor location to cam dot okay, time to do this way. I don't like to make things public. I wish you could do like a get. Oh wait, actually maybe you can do this here. Can you do this? Can we just make it like a getter? Oh yeah, I'll move the chat. Let's see. Where did OBS go? Where do you want the chat? I know you guys want to see some chat somewhere, huh? Well, we'll just put the chat over here. I want you guys to chat though. That's the thing, is like, it really helps me when you guys chat. I just don't know where would be a good spot to put it. Maybe like over here in the corner, and I'll end this poll and we can see the new chats coming up. Is that better? That's a better spot for it? We got Unreal and Godot are tied. The Unreal and Godot are tied. So I want to see how to do a getter, a get private set here. So let's look at that. All right, so get private set Unreal C++. Nope. Well, this is actually the perfect thing for ChatGPT. Why this work in C# and not C++? Okay, yeah, makes sense. All right, wants us to get offset as okay. You know what? Why didn't I even fucking think about that? So it's a f vector, of course. Get offset, okay. It says const, okay. Oh, you can just do return m offset. You don't even have to go put it in the class. Next level. That's exactly what I wanted. You are the champion GPT. You are the champion. Champion. Get offset. Why you not work? Oh, of course, because we're living in the Stone Age now. All right. Need an arrow. All right, so set active location to our offset. We want to look at, well, let's just see if we're in the right spot. I think that's the start. Let's see what, so obviously we're gonna have to, let me just make a note. Need to rotate toward target. Okay, now we're going to return spawned object. And that should be that for now. We're obviously gonna need to rotate towards the target. I know, but for now, we will just see if we position ourselves in the right place without getting some crazy error. All right, so let's delete you. Let's go. Camera. Did you go into the right spot? Is there a way I can, oh, you know what I can do? I can do simulate. Where's my, but simulate doesn't spawn my friends here. The real question is, do I need a player start? Or can I just like put this guy in and have him go? The camera did go in the right spot. Pretty sure. So are we like, so now we just need to look at it. So is there like a easy look at function in Unreal? No. Look at transform. Like a rotate that faces an object. You know what I mean. Find look rotation. Okay, let's see. So now let's say, what was it? U Kismet math library. U Kismet math library. That doesn't seem like a real thing. Find look at rotation. Doesn't seem real. Doesn't seem real whatsoever. I guess we could do that. The direction. Right, so we have our destination minus our current position is the direction that we want to look at. Then we rotate towards. Player loc minus static mesh 2. Get component location. No way. Okay. So it's just F rotation. That's a thing. F rotator. F rotator. Okay, we say new rot is equal to Ukismet math library find look rotation. See, this Kismet math library seems like it doesn't exist. I'm gonna be real with you, because this is saying it doesn't exist. But that's also from 2014. What was the other thing this guy did? This guy did some real vector magic here. He did our location. So we say we get our M player get actor location. Oh, this is our no. So we're So get actor location. Okay. Minus spawned obj dot get actor location. Dot rotation, and he says that this will look at it. Okay, so do we like set the rotation or something? So like we go like spawned obj set rotation new rot. Does that work? Let's see. There's only one way to find out. Okay, that's a fake error. This is like the most common fake error I've seen in this every single time. It's just some nonsense. All right, let's see. Are you rotated the right way? You're not rotated the right way. You need to be rotated 270 degrees the other way. So this I don't like. Okay. Let's think mathematically. Mathematically, how do I find the so I can get the direction? So let's just do that. Let's just print every single frame. We go this side. So let's get the direction. The direction is the difference. So F vector direction is equal to get actor location minus spawned object dot get actor location. Right? And then we're just going to print this dir. And that's X, Y, and Z. Let's do this. %F, %F, %F. Okay, and that is dir X, Y, Z. And I do like in Unreal. Can we do this though, like this? Is this a possibility? Like it will work, or will it not work? I do like that thing about Unreal, but that's maybe I'm using it wrong. I think I might be using it wrong, and that's why it's build error. All right. That's not the way to use it, I guess. Okay, all right. Let's see. Nope, something else. What's the error? Oh. So maybe that actually would work. Let's try one more. Oh, okay, I closed it, of course. That is the way that the cookie crumbles, I suppose. After this, though, after we get looking at it, we get it moving the right way. It's been 2 hours. I am done for now. I'll be moving back onto this sometime. dir.xyz. Are you gonna build for me? That would be so cool if that works. Like that's one thing about Unreal. If that If that works right there, oh man, will I be happy. It didn't say anything. Am I not calling the function? Hello, Maridoku. How you doing, man? We are working for the weekend here. I don't see any of this happening. So like, initialize camera component is because it's probably not getting called. Is it? Is it getting called? Let's be real. Is it getting called? It's not. It's not getting called, you idiot. All right, let's cut this. Let's do this. Let's go here. Initialize camera component, and we're outputting this. And the camera BP is this. I just want the class. So how do I get a class reference? Like this. Class. Actor class. Yeah, you know, it is it is a real fucking pain in the ass here. Class. Let's see. Class class as parameter in C++ Unreal. Yes, come on. U class, me class. U class. Okay. All right, now we're getting somewhere here. Well, Unity's so good, dude. I would say like Unity's like my favorite, but like just the boss is a real dickhead. So like if they can fix that part, I would probably go back to Unity just because it's so easy. It's so much more user friendly. And we'll say, okay, let's try that now. With this, let's close. And boom. It is just, what is the issue here? Okay, yeah, fake issue. It's nonstop fake issues with this building. So if you wait 1 second too little, it doesn't build. Yeah, I mean, what are you thinking of using, Maridoku? Stride 3D? Is it open source? I'm down to try it. Is it open source? BP camera. Okay, so now we're getting a camera component out. And let's set our view target. Oh, come on. So like, the thing is, see about the C++ is like potentially we just collapse all these fucking nodes into like one node. So like if you're not using C++ with Unreal, you're really fucking up. It's like it's not smart. You're gonna make such a mess of things. Like that's what I found with my last project that I was doing in Unreal. It was so hard to read. Like we turned like this spaghetti noodle node. I'm down to check out Stride 3D here. After I compile this, we'll take a look all together as a group. We'll look at Stride 3D and see if maybe it's a good alternative. Because yeah, I'm really here. I'm showing people this Unreal thing because of the alternative. Like me personally, I want to learn something different than Unity because first of all, the job market on Unreal is pretty good. Let's be real. But I really like the user friendliness. I like the C#. I like everything about Unity that really handles 3D decently. Almost at an Unreal level. So like, oh no. Okay, what happened? Initialize camera component. Did we do something here that we shouldn't have done? Should we just like check if it's null? If spawned object is null. If no spawned object, let's just yeah, I mean the thing about Unreal is it is confusing as fuck. Like that message that just told me I crashed didn't really give me much details except for the fact that it was this function that crashed it. No object spawned or something like that. All right, we're going through here. And then we're going to return. And hopefully we can avoid the crash. Yeah, it really, the C++ is just so verbose. You can get things, you got to go way around, even with, like, the blueprints are very annoying, but like with the C++, you got to go way around everything just to really get to where you want to go. Okay, so now, no cam. Sure. Okay, now we get the set actor offset. Okay, cam get offset. Everything else should be okay. Unless it's this thing that I said. Let's just do this. If that wasn't right. I just thought, since we're in C++, maybe that works. But we're trying everything here. Okay, what's the build errors? Must have a return value. Okay, return null pointer. Okay, we're going to return null pointer here. Okay, and then we'll just check for null. That's the way to go. Oh man, what a mistake. Yeah, so after I get this going, I'm gonna definitely check out Stride 3D if you guys want to stick around. Vastly has come to us with a potentially a lifesaver here. What is it? Is valid? I can never remember. Is valid. Okay, if it's valid, then we'll do this. And if it's not valid, then it won't do that, I guess. It didn't crash. It didn't crash. And I don't know if we spawned anything camera-wise. So it didn't spawn the camera. It didn't spawn the camera, which makes me think spawn actor. Oh, of you class. Of you class. You silly boy. No. Spawn actor by class? Is there not a spawn actor by class? I am just going to put this in ChatGPT and have it spit me something worthwhile here so we can get this done. That's why it crashed. No wonder it fucking crashed. Yeah, the correct... But I want the U class. Okay, yeah. But this is... Let me just show it my whole function and it can fix it for me. Okay. Oh, so it's not the get class. Because it is the class, of course. So that's that. And that's that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, all right. We were one smidge off here. We were an inch off. Let's see. Okay, what's your okay, fake error. Everyone type fake error in the chat. Type fake error in the chat. Unreal is garbage. No. All right, I like Unreal. I like it and I hate it. I wish I was just good at it. You know, you guys ever get that feeling like you just wish you were good at it? Okay, so now we're sitting here in our offset. And what we want is actually, instead of our position to be the offset, which is where we're setting it here, we want it to be the offset plus the actor location. Or is it minus? Whatever, it's one of those. But it did work. Tell you that much. It did work. It didn't rotate, but it did work. We actually didn't have it rotate. So actually that's good. We got ourselves one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. All right. Let's see. We got it. You guys, we should be proud. Okay, so now we're here. Okay. We are in the spot we want, and now we just need to look at our baby boy here. Okay? So now, I didn't look at the on-screen message. Okay, that's our direction. Now how do we convert a direction to a look rotation? Let's see. Convert direction to look rotation. Quaternion.look rotation. Why? Why do you have to be such a dickhead? Of course, I know that is that. Let's not do that. Let's do this. Okay, here we go. Kismet Math Library, which sounds like I keep fucking putting it in and it doesn't exist. Look at Kismet Math Library. Core. Okay. So we do core. And we do look at rotation. No. Come on, just give me the C++. This doesn't work though. This doesn't work. And I don't want to do it the other way. We got the direction. That's fine. Look at rotation. Oh. Oh. Is it just that? F rotator. Rot equals get look at rotation. Oh, you just do direction dot rotation? No. No. Is that real? And then we just set the rotation? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Let's see. Spawned object. Set actor rotation. Rotation. Alright, come on. Let's see. The minus. Okay, because that wants me to do it parentheses. That's fine. Because I should have anyway. Alright. This is the moment of truth. Are we going to look at our fish finally? After all this bullshit? We're finally going to get to look at our fish? This would have taken... This whole project took me about an hour in Unity. And I spent the past 2 hours trying to get this to work. What a load of shit. It works. It works. Let's see if it works. We're not following our guy. I don't even know what this fish in the sky is doing. Why is there another fish? Can we just like... Can we just do this? And so like on the tick, right? Our camera follow component on the tick should be because maybe we don't set the player. Oh, well, we could do that. We could do that, no problem. Let's do this. That we know works. And here, we can set the player easily. When we do spawn, we do cam.set follow set target. Set follow target to this. Okay. Now, I'm going to put that player start back where we had it. Something like that. We're going to do a good old 0, 0, 100. And we're going to reload this baby. And I'm going to tell you, for all you guys that have been here this whole time, you are the real MVPs. We're about to finish this. We're going to look at Stride 3D, and we're going to knock this out. Yes. Yes, this is exactly what we wanted. This is what we wanted. We have our fish game. We have our fish game. It's begun. We have gotten there. Full success. Oh, man. I want to thank my chat. I want to thank you guys for being around here, sticking through this nonsense here, thick and thin. We did it. We are the champions, my friends. The next steps will obviously be in another stream that's not another fucking 2 hours. We can get the rest of this game done so much faster. I think we hit the hardest fucking part of this chat. Guys, this is crazy. Wow, holy moly. What a success, though. I can tell you, like, it really, with all this fucking retard work that it took, yeah, this is a success. This is already we have accomplished so much. Look at all that fucking code. Let's just mourn. Let's mourn for a second here. I'm gonna go back to that Unreal code, and I'm gonna show you. This did what we wanted to do in the movement and more. This right here, this 66 lines of code did what we wanted to do with the movement and more. Okay? And this 96 lines of fucking bullshit barely does what we wanted to do. Not only is it 96 lines of bullshit, but I can zoom in on this and see like everything, right? Like this is like 200% zoom. This I'm at like 50% zoom. This is where we are, and you can't even see what the fuck's going on. Like this is Unreal Engine. Not only that, there's also this. So we can't forget about those other lines, right? So 64 lines, whatever it is, and like 500 lines, 150 lines of code. I think we know the engine that whatever engine you got to pick, whatever engine replaces Unity, C# is the way to go. I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing, but like who really needs this? Who really needs this complexity? This fucking nonsense. The camera follow script. Let's look at that. So, camera follow. Yep, I mean, I added all this extra shit, but really this is all I needed. 38 lines. This doesn't even need to be there. I don't think I use it. Oh, I do use it. Okay, all right. All right, let's not start deleting things willy-nilly. I don't really use it, though, but it's fine. It's like empty. So let's check out Stride 3D. I think that's, on that note, let's see what Stride 3D is. So, Stride 3D. I hope it's good. So, we got Stride 3D. It uses C# 10. And does it use C# 11? Because I feel like, aren't we all using C# 11 at this point? It's an open source C# game engine. Stride it has VR. I mean, the fact that Unity did this, if this can get big, then this could be the new Unity, right? Like, this will push Unity into a position where it's got to either like go big and make like some real fucking leaps and bounds, or go home and revert all the problems that it does. Do I like Lua? Do I like Lua? No, I don't like Lua. I think it's very simple and straightforward, but I think it's like very annoying for me when I was using Roblox, when I was trying to code like Roblox and stuff like that. Ooh, this UI. I like the UI in a way, but it also reminds me of, what is it? Maybe I'm just looking at this one scene, but it reminds me of Substance Painter or something like that, which is okay. Let's see. So we got Stride comes with a robust tool chain that enables you to intuitively, efficiently create, manage, modify all your assets in game. I wonder, I mean, I guess since it's open source, you can change how it looks too, which would just kind of be a pain in the ass to do, but it would be cool. Nested prefabs, okay. Archetypes systems. So it has like a dots kind of thing going on. It's always built on the latest .NET. Okay. So it's does it have its own integrated online support where you're gonna have to build your own like server and open sockets and all this shit? It seems so. Like, I'm down to like do a stream and try this and build a game in it. I think that would be cool. C# scripting is, how do the physics work in it? Oh, let me not jump ahead of myself here. Let's go through here. So they got the graphics compositor, so that's like shader graph or something like that. this is like a really interesting way to handle materials on characters here. Nested prefabs, obviously that's like prefabs, the idea of having ability to like modify one object that modifies all the objects. Build the UI intuitively. Do they use... So you recommend I should build my fighting game in Unity instead of Unreal. I recommend if you... Okay, this is going to be like... Obviously, I'm talking shit about Unity this whole time. I would recommend that unless you really are going to like go release this fighting game like as a practice, I would say like if you don't know how to code, if you don't know a lot, then Unity is very easy, and you will probably not quit as fast as you would if you went in Unreal. On the other hand, if you went in Unreal and did blueprints only, there is the chance that you might be able to just succeed with just blueprints. The only thing I hate about blueprints is that it's such a mess. It's so confusing, and you really have to componentize everything in order for it to like make any sense to use blueprints. Like, it's not meant to be a blueprint only language. It really is meant to, like, if you saw like what we did at the end where we took like those 7 blueprints and put them into one box. Like, that's the real way I feel like they intend Unreal to be used. And it just takes a lot of time to like organize that thought, right? And not only that, like if I knew the syntax, it might be faster, but still, it was a decent amount of time just to organize the thoughts. So I would say, just as game dev learning, unfortunately, pick Unity because it's so easy, or Godot, even if you're not going for like graphic fidelity. I would say like you made your own graphics though, right? So like you want to see them shine. I would say Unity, but hopefully they reverse their decision. If in 5 days they don't reverse their decision, go with Unreal. But if they do reverse their decision, I would say Unity. Go for it. It's so easy. It's so easy for new people. For new people, old people alike, it's so easy to get shit done so fast, especially if it's just a prototype. With Stride, there's no need to be a rendering expert to make great looking games. The engine does the work for you, so you can focus on the important stuff. Stride's PBR materials, light probes, post effects, multi-threading. Okay, so this is their material editor, and it does look, I mean, it looks fancy. In this render, it looks pretty nice. PBR materials, DirectX, okay. DirectX 12, the ultimate crasher. Does it still crash? Does it still crash every 5 minutes? Holy shit. How do the particles look? Can I see? Oh no, come on. They look like Unity. I'm gonna tell you, they look like Unity. They really do. What advanced shader language do they use? So they have their own shader language that looks a lot like HLSL. I mean, you have some C# HLSL mixtures in there. That seems cool. It seems cool to try. Post effects. Flax was the other one that was even close, but it is an open source. Okay. Yeah, so I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to try making a game in Stride. They do the main, like they do the main loop, right? So you have your whole game runs inside of the main loop. That's like a classic. That's like a classic homemade engine method, right? Where you run everything. It's like a while true. Let's have your game go forever until you close it. So it's cool. But damn. And then Flax was the other one. Let's see. Oh, okay. Flax seed, yeah. And this one's not open source. Unreal pops up first. Flax, a true game changer, most agile engine. Full source code, full power, fully featured. Best development performance. Yeah, man. Fastly, thanks for putting this out. So they have C++, C#, and visual scripting. So you can use whatever you want. The real question is, can you use C#? people are asking this, right? In Unreal. But I've never seen it, right? This says Unreal allows you to code in C#. Is it only for tools, though? It doesn't support... You can... Yeah, no, okay, yeah. You might be able to find a plugin online that can interpret C# into C++. C++ isn't that... Yeah, because... Where's your Unity project? Let's see. I mean, I'd be down to look at it, and then we'll see what we can fucking do. I don't know. I already had a heyday here. 2 hours to fucking make my fish move. This I'm telling you right now, this whole game, this whole thing, from conception to completion, and the shader and whatever, you know, I know it's not impressive, but this whole thing took me maybe 2 hours. Yeah, and I just can't say like having a C# compiler that compiles it into C++ seems a little wacky. It seems like it goes, but I guess that's technically, isn't that what Unity does? So they write the C# on top of C++ or whatever, and then they compile it. But I guess it's since the engine is designed to do that it works well, because that's the kind of the functions that are already designed to do that. But since it's not natively supported, it would have to be such a big open source project or such a big project to get that done the right way. Oh man. But I gotta eat some fucking dinner. I'm getting over being sick. Actually, I feel a lot better after this stream. Thank you guys for checking this out. I'll try to be on tomorrow. Do some more shit. Probably try out that Stride 3D a little bit. Yeah, there should be an API to work in C#. But hey, guys, thank you so much. I'm tired. Have a good night. I'll probably be on streaming some work or something tomorrow when I'm working, but just, yeah, it was fun.